Do you remember that spinning elbow knockout from Lerone Murphy just a few weeks ago? That highlight had everybody talking, and for a moment it really felt like Murphy was the next man up for the featherweight title. That performance was so devastating that fans were already penciling in his name for a championship fight. But, like always in MMA, the last thing that happens tends to matter the most, and now all eyes are shifting to UFC Noche, because in just a few days, Jean Silva is stepping in against Diego Lopes, and if Silva goes out there and delivers something special, suddenly the title conversation gets stirred right back up. He's one of the few guys who can realistically compete with Lerone Murphy for that title shot. Apart from Movsar Evloev, who's been plagued with horrible luck these past few years, Silva is the only fighter from the Fighting Nerds team who hasn't lost his win streak yet, which makes this matchup more intriguing. But here's the thing, if Lopes gets the job done, that pretty much seals the deal for Lerone Murphy. Diego already had his shot against Volk and came up short, so a win here doesn't push him right back into that conversation. Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson reacted to UFC Noche. Let's dive in.
Does Jean Silva have to win this to show that the Fighting Nerds are not frauds?
No. Come on, you're fighting the best in the f***ing world and you lose a fight. Okay. I think in the stand-up, they both have power. I think the better stand-up fighter overall is Jean Silva. I think he's got more tools in the stand-up game. I think he's cleaner with his stand-up work. Diego throws a lot of looping shots, you know, but he's got power, and so that power can nullify anything. On the ground, I know that Jean Silva is good. I think Diego Lopes is better. So this is really one of those you look and you go, okay, where's this fight going to play out? Is Diego Lopes going to be able to take him down? Because physically, Jean Silva is strong. He is good with his takedown defense. He's physically got strong legs and hips. He does things right. You know, can he keep it on the feet? If he can keep it on the feet, I'm saying Jean Silva is going to win this fight.
Just days after Ilia Topuria bumped into Terence Crawford, El Matador called for a boxing match with Crawford, not MMA, and even went as far as to promise he'd knock him out with the very first punch. That sent shockwaves through the MMA community, and fans weren't buying it for a second. Most immediately sided with Crawford, pointing out he's one of the top pound-for-pound boxers on the planet right now. MMA reporter Luke Thomas went even further, flat out saying Crawford would abuse Topuria in the boxing ring. Luke reminded everyone what Crawford did to Errol Spence, another pound-for-pound elite, completely dismantling him. If that's what happens to a world champion boxer, Luke argued, then Ilia Topuria would stand literally no chance in a boxing match. The MMA world also didn't miss the irony here. Fans mocked Ilia for walking almost step for step down Conor McGregor's path. Beat the greatest featherweight of all time, then grab a lightweight belt, and then pivot straight into chasing a money boxing fight. Whether Ilia is dead serious or just trying to grab headlines, the community has been buzzing, and Luke Thomas's breakdown of the situation might be the most brutal reaction yet. Let's dive in.
Saying that he would knock out Terence Crawford with the first punch he lands if they ever meet inside the squared circle. So this isn't an MMA call out. This is a boxing call out against Terence Crawford.
Yeah. Once again, Ilia, it's like Ilia says lots of things, you know, he says lots of things. And that's in the MMA sense, he says lots of things and then he actually does some of the more impressive versions of them. So, all right, fair play. But brother, you've been here long enough and you know I've been here long enough to see the concept that an MMA fighter, even a good one like Ilia Topuria, could even hang on the level of Spence is comical. But even if you could, look what Bud did to him. He changed his life. He effectively retired him. And he was a pound for pound guy. But Crawford would abuse Topuria.
In a bit of unexpected news today, UFC lightweight champion Ilia Topuria's mother sat down with a Georgian channel and dropped some surprising details about the champ. Everyone knows Ilia as this absolute beast inside the octagon, smashing through opponents like it's nothing, but apparently there's a whole other side to him off screen. His mom started talking about Ilia and his brother Alexandra, sharing little habits and things they enjoy, and when it came to Ilia, she revealed something that might surprise even his hardcore fans. He's really into poetry. Yeah, remember when Ilia caught some heat on Joe Rogan for saying he reads books but couldn't name a single one?
I read a lot of books. I love reading books.
Turns out there's more to him than that. According to his mom, Ilia still reads regularly, and his favorite poems are about the legendary Georgian painter Nico Pirosmani. She even said that every time he reads these poems, it moves him to tears, and you can't help but imagine this quiet, emotional side hidden behind the ferocious fighter everyone sees in the cage. Topuria is set to defend his lightweight title in early 2026 against either Paddy Pimblett or Justin Gaethje. Alright, let's dive into the interview. During Ilya's and Alexandra's time in Georgia, they used to compete in many tournaments. Whenever they visited us in Spain, they would bring a huge bag full of those trophies and medals. My greatest pride is these two boys and their incredible achievements. Alexandra is an exceptionally talented dancer. He moves beautifully and can also sing remarkably well. Ilia has a deep love for poetry. He often reads poems about Pirosmani and sometimes becomes so moved that he breaks down in tears. Ilia is an extraordinary person. He can wake up with a brand new idea in the morning and actually turn that idea into reality. He can make anything happen. On top of all that, he speaks many languages: German, Georgian, English, Spanish, Russian, and Megrelian. He is brilliant. Carlos Prada has opened up about his upcoming fight with Leon Edwards and also shared his thoughts on the big clash between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev. First off, Carlos isn't buying the narrative that Leon is past his prime or finished. He says the lion is always a lion, and he's taking Edwards extremely seriously. Every move, every strike, every moment matters in this one. When it comes to Islam versus Jack, Carlos gave his take too, saying Jack Della is a very skilled fighter, and he believes he can beat Islam, predicting a decision victory for the Aussie champ at UFC 322. The co-main event between Prates and Edwards is massive for both guys. For Leon, it's do or die. A loss here puts him on a 3-fight skid and makes people start questioning his place in the top 10. For Carlos, a win would catapult him straight into title contention, especially after coming off that huge KO over Jeff Neal. Stylistically, both fighters are strikers, which doesn't necessarily mean this will be an entertaining fight to watch. Some MMA pundits believe their striking might cancel each other out and turn into an underwhelming chess match. What are your thoughts on the fight, MMA fans? Leave your comments below.
There is a thought out there that Leon is past his prime, that he isn't as good as he once was. Do you agree with that sentiment or no?
I don't think so. I don't think. He's not old guy. He trained a lot. He a former champ, you know. Lion is always a lion, bro. You know, I don't think on this way like he's not on his prime. No, I expect him fight against the better Leon. The best Leon, the best version of Leon. I expect it to fight. That's why I train too much. I work a lot, you know. I think the favorite is Islam, but Jackie show like he grew up a lot as a fighter. Since his top fight now, he was a long time without fight, almost 2 years. And he got really good skills to fight Belal Muhammad, defense takedowns. So I think he's gonna win.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.